Hello and welcome back to the Christian Life Coach podcast. I am your Christian life coach, Shanna Pizer, at the Christian Life Coach podcast or at shannapizer.com. Welcome. I am so excited to be here with you again. If you are watching this on YouTube, you will see I am still with my grandbaby boy, and he went to daycare this morning for a little bit so I can get some things done, one of which is record this podcast. Again, welcome back. I hope that so far you are enjoying the podcast and have maybe even learned a thing or two along the way. Maybe you have your word of the year. And again, I would love to hear what that is. Or if you set New Year's resolutions, what are those? And are they still going strong? So today's episode is titled, What Even is a Christian Life Coach? Great question. Let me tell you all about it. A life coach, people often wonder, what is the difference between life coaching and going to a counselor, therapy? And there are a lot of similarities and there are some differences. The differences are typically when you're going to see a licensed counselor, you are kind of working through the things that have happened in your past. That is a big focus. What happened in my past, how that's impacting my life now, and how I can work through and get past those things. That is typically the beginning, at least, of going to therapy. If you have had trauma, especially big T trauma, that you want to work through, that's impacting your life, that's keeping you stuck, that's not allowing you to accomplish things that you want to accomplish, that is something that you would definitely want to go to a therapist for. Therapists help you process, work through trauma, and get unstuck from past events. A therapist and a coach also do these things. A coach is forward focused. We will definitely look at the past for awareness and to see, oh, I do these things because of the way that I'm remembering the past. Coaches will help you to reframe your past, to frame it in a way that helps you understand. Of course I'm this way. Of course I think this way. Of course I do things this way because that's the way that things were done in the past. And I firmly believe that, I just believe it's true, that the only thing that you can change about the past is the way you think about it. And that can be kind of like, well, what? But literally, if you think about it, we can't go back and change anything. The words that I just spoke, I can't unspeak them. Things that happen to us cannot be undone. But we can reframe those things. We can begin to think about those things in a new way. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So a coach we will spend a little bit of time, if necessary, talking about the past. We're not going to spend a lot of time there though, because we want to help you to step into the future that you want. So we'll spend a little bit of time in the past. We'll look at the present, what's happening right now. What are your patterns? What are your habits? What are the things that have you where you're at right now? And then what do you want to create in the future? What kind of life do you want? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to have a better marriage? Do you want to find a marriage partner? Do you want to stop screaming at your kids? Do you want to be a better mom? So we are going to look at what is it that we want? What is getting in the way of us doing those things? And how can we navigate those obstacles? So that's what a coach pretty much does. And a coach listens. When I am working with a client, and literally when I'm talking to anybody, I'm always listening for tricky little things that we say and we think that are keeping us stuck. And a coach is always looking for those things and will point them out to bring them from the back of your mind and bring it to the forefront to look at, like, do you realize this is how you're thinking about this thing, and this is the impact it's having on you. And so I love finding those sneaky little thoughts. So a Christian life coach is helping you to reframe your past, look at where you're at right now, and cast a vision for the future and help you to overcome the obstacles that you're facing to get to that future. A Christian life coach, my number one, I want to honor God in all that I think, say, and do. Do I always do that? Of course not, because I'm human. I fail. I mess up. I sin. And I can ask for forgiveness. But when I'm working with a client, when I am writing anything, when I'm doing this podcast, I don't want to say anything that is dishonoring to God. I want to honor God in everything that I do. And so that is the approach that I'm doing in my coaching. I'm very careful about how I talk, especially if I'm talking about the Bible. I do not want to take things out of context. If I do, call me out on it. If I do, know that it is from a place of ignorance, not trying to misuse the Bible. So that is my worldview, is biblical from the Bible. Again, am I perfect? No, I'm human. I fail. I mess up. I'm not a Bible scholar. I don't know Greek and Hebrew. So I'm doing the best that I can. Know that. A Christian life coach helps provide accountability and guidance. So when we're working towards a goal, I'm going to ask you, how is it going? We talked about this last week. How is that going? And we're going to talk about what got in the way of you doing the things that you said you're going to do. And we're going to work through that. I help you to overcome obstacles, looking for the obstacles, planning for them, and how do we navigate them? I am going to help you if you are like, I don't even know what I want. Like I had dreams when I was younger, but they kind of got lost along the way of raising kids and working and paying bills and all of the things. I will help you to rediscover that, and I will help you to cast a new vision, dream new dreams, or revitalize some old dreams and bring them back to life. Life coaches can help with relationships. That it just does. Like your relationship with yourself, when that starts improving, your relationship with other people will just naturally improve. Help you to build self-confidence. And a lot of Christians especially are like, oh, I don't want self-confidence. That sounds prideful. My view on self-confidence is it's a humble confidence. It's a confidence that I have because I know the God of the universe created me in his image, and the God of the universe loves me with a never-ending, incomprehensible, everlasting love. I am loved. My father is the King of Kings and the creator of the universe. That's where my confidence comes from, not because of anything that I can do in my own natural ability. Every good and perfect gift is from above. So it's a humble confidence. And life coaching just, it can help you to live a more fulfilled life. What is it that you're wanting? How do you want to show up? How do you want to be more and more of who God created you to be? What does that look like? What does that look like when the rubber meets the road? I was just, was on a call a couple weeks ago with a group of Christian life coach friends. And one of the things that one of them said was something along the lines of Christian life coaching has helped me to understand and to put into practice renewing my mind. Like the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What does that look like? It says, think on what is true and pure and lovely and noble and praiseworthy and admirable, and the God of peace will guard your heart and mind. What does that look like? How do I do that when things are hard? How do I do that when my kids are hurting? How do I do that when there are fires, when there is suffering in the world? How do I think on what is true and pure and lovely and noble and praiseworthy and not and experience God's peace? So Christian life coaching really helps you to apply biblical principles in your real life in real time. And that is life changing. I will say, I've said it before, I will say it again. I believe that life coaching is life changing. And if you're a Christian, Christian life coaching is life changing. Jesus saved me. Jesus dying on the cross and rising, being and rising from the grave, he overcame sin, death, and the grave. He saved me. He is the Lord of my life. I worship him. I am so thankful to him and for him. And in this life, we will have troubles. He has overcome the world, but we will have trouble. We will have to navigate hard times and hard things and hard people. And life coaching can help you with that. What is life coaching not? I, as a life coach, I am not going to commiserate with you. That's what friends do. When you are with your friends hanging out and you're complaining about your husband and all of the things that he did and your kids and life and whatever, your friends are going to jump right in and be like, yeah, girl, oh my word, how do you even put up with that? I can't even believe he said that. What do you want me to do? I've got your back. Let's go. We ride at dawn. Let's take care of this. A life coach is going to listen to you say all of those things. And then we're going to help you to pull it apart. We're going to help you to take the drama out of it and to see the facts and to understand how the way that you're thinking about the thing is actually the problem. Ouch. Sometimes that can be a little bit painful. It can get you a little bit. And then we're going to work through, how do you want to feel about this? How would you like to see this differently? What are other things you could be thinking about this situation? So a life coach is not to get in the trenches with you and to commiserate and to help you to expand those feelings. It's I just had a thought and it left me. It's to help you to see things a little bit differently. And really, that's what you want, because you don't want to be angry. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to go around feeling sad all the time. There are times for that. There are times for anger. There are times for sadness. There are times to feel hurt. It's not that you're never going to feel those things, because you're human. Half the time we have positive, great feelings. Half the time we have negative, not so great feelings. But sometimes we want to feel sad. Sometimes we want to be angry. When there's an injustice, we want to be angry. And that's okay. A life coach is going to help you to see that and to understand, yeah, I feel angry because somebody was treating my son in a way that was not nice. I want to be angry about that. I want to feel hurt for him. So it's not all happy, happy, Susie Sunshine, Pollyanna. It's not toxic positivity. It's what is true and noble and praiseworthy and admirable. I hope that helps you to understand a little bit more about what a Christian life coach is and what a Christian life coach does. Feel free to check out my website if you're interested, if this has piqued your interest, if you want to get on a call to chat about how could a Christian life coach help me. I would love to get on a right fit call with you. You can go to my website, shannapizer.com, and you can schedule a call with me. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. Keep listening. Glean along the way. I am here for you. I would love to hear what do you want help with? What's going on? What issues are you facing that you're like, the rubber's meeting the road here and I could use a little bit of help? I would love to hear about it. Reach out on Instagram at the Christian Life Coach Podcast or shannapizer.com. This is also, if you're listening to one of the podcast channels, I have my podcast posted on YouTube as video, and I have lots of other helpful videos on there too. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time.